It should be no secret by now that color is vital to visual storytelling. Countless videos and books have been made on the topic, which is why this is a bit of a hard video for me to make. However, color has become one of my personal favorite things about the filmmaking process, and there's a reason that there has been so much to say about it. In filmmaking, there's a rule of thumb you'll hear often: show, don't tell. If there's a way you can convey information to the audience without explicitly saying it, then do it. This can be anything from an eviction notice on a door that draws attention to someone's poverty to dropping a Vichy water bottle to make a political statement. And then there's color, which has the power to tell the audience how they're supposed to feel just by its presence. Most of us know the basic color moods. Red conveys anger or lust, blue conveys peace or sadness, yellow conveys joy or caution, green conveys life or disgust, and what I basically just described was the character designed inside out. But knowing how to use these colors to tell the story of your characters takes more than just memorizing a list of emotions. And a film that uses color to effectively tell a character story that I want to talk about is Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. Warning, spoilers are ahead, but I mean, it's been 2 years, come on. One of my favorite things about The Force Awakens is that every new location has a completely different color scheme than the last. You could probably guess what scene I'm talking about if I just give you a list of the colors in it. It's the reason why The Force Awakens is so visually appealing, and why these posters I have hanging on my wall work so well. Jakku looks different from Starkiller Base, which looks different from Takodana, which looks different from Ahch-To. Take a look at these color palettes made by Korean artist Hyo Taek Kim that show the differences between the looks of The Force Awakens and Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones has a palette that is visually more muddy than The Force Awakens. There are color distinctions, but they don't contrast as much as they could. Locations like Tatooine and Geonosis look pretty much identical.
I don't like sand.
The most colorful location in the film is Naboo, covered in green foliage and blue water, teeming with life, which is a lot like Takodana in terms of setting. Rey and Anakin are very similar characters in a lot of ways. Both came from a desert planet, both are separated from their parents, both are on a journey to discover their own personal strength and place in the galaxy. Let's take a look at Rey's reaction when she first reaches Takodana after her life on the desert of Jakku.
I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy.
It was actually this scene that inspired me to make this video, because Rey's line here says a lot about her character. She's used to the dull, lifeless desert of Jakku. It's all she's ever known. But this is about more than just plant life, it's about her life. For the first time, she's seeing that there's something else out there, something that gives life and meaning. Now let's compare that to Anakin, who, as far as we know, has not been off the gray city of Coruscant since he arrived as a child.
But when the Queen asked me to serve as senator, I couldn't refuse her.
I agree with her. I think the Republic needs you. I'm glad that you chose to serve.
Anakin and Padme just discuss politics. Okay, bad example. Padme does take them to the more beautiful and serene Lake Country. The conversation can't be that dry when Anakin is literally surrounded by green, right?
I don't think the system works.
How would you have it work?
We need a system where the politicians sit down and discuss the problem. Agree what's in the best interest of all the people, and then do it.
That's exactly what we do. The trouble is that people don't always agree.
What's the point of taking your characters from gray to green if they're just going to continue to act like they're in gray? Color is a tool that should serve a purpose, and those behind the new Star Wars films understand that. Not only does color cause an emotional response in the audience, but it can be used to contrast locations and make different scenes stand out from one another. The colors used in The Force Awakens serve both as a way of distinguishing locations, and as a way of tracing Rey's journey from the rut of her old ways to the life and new hope she experiences, to the evil she comes in contact with, and the realization of her true ability and the choice to do good. And even though there are very valid criticisms to be made about the prequels, this concept wasn't completely lost at them, especially in Episode 3. And the upcoming Episode 8 looks like it has a very interesting color palette, even in its logo, which for the first time ever is not yellow, but instead red. So remember, show, don't tell. Color is a tool that can tell a story and should be used deliberately. And as Patty Bellatone's book suggests, if it's purple, someone's gonna die.